Alan, what do you mean when you say it's a scandal currently that people aren't systematically doing an assessment of what's known already before embarking on new research?
So the issue is, if you've got something to test to see if it works in people, the first question you have to ask is, has it been tested before? Is there any other research? Is it even worth investing money in testing to see what this has done? And if there are 5 or 10 other trials that have been done, probably the best use of your time is to systematically analyze those trials and produce sort of what are the overall meta-analysis of that work. So this is what the Cochrane collaboration has done, and I'm just going to hold this up. The Cochrane collaboration was formed in the early 90s, in 1993. A group of scientists got together and said, so much of our medical research money is being wasted because people are not doing systematic reviews of existing literature, right? A new study comes out, you should not get excited about a new study because a new study might be the 14th one that has been done. How does that study compare to the other 14 trials that have been done? And this is what the Cochrane collaboration does, is that it invests money in doing this kind of dogged, systematic review of research. And that's why I would consider some of its work to be the highest quality that we have. You can't, you have to remember that research does not exist in isolation. If you're studying a drug's effect on a group of people in Canada or the United States, there's a good chance that it's also been studied in South Africa, in Norway, in Sweden, in Mexico. What you need to do is look, how have those overall studies together and what have they produced? And I would say that some of the best work around systematic reviews has been done in, say, something like mammography with Peter Gauthier and the Nordic Cochrane collaboration, where they said, instead of looking at a single study of mammography, let's look at the big picture. How do all of these studies fit together? In fact, some of the best research was done in Canada, of all places, and found that, again, the yields are very low and there's large rates of overdiagnosis. So systematic reviews, and in fact, I would counsel individual people to say, when a doctor's offering you a new drug or a treatment, you would say, excuse me, doctor, can you explain what the systematic review of that drug in a patient like me says? And if they can't answer that question, it might be time for a second opinion.
How can wearing a bra affect your breast cancer risk?
Bras do several things that are not healthy for the breast. First of all, they heat the breast. So let's talk about men for a second. If a testicle doesn't descend into the scrotum, which is several degrees cooler than inside the abdomen, it's highly likely to become cancerous, like over 80% probability that it will become cancerous because it's an organ that's made to be cool, that's being heated. So bras are thermal insulation kits. They keep heat in the breasts. The breasts are outside of the body. They're made to be cooler than the inside of the body. So when you heat them up, that's not a healthy thing for them. Secondly, because they're applying some pressure to the breast, that's decreasing blood flow. So think of putting pressure on any organ of the body, any place, you're going to decrease blood flow. Hello, that's oxygen, that's nutrients, amino acids, essential fatty acids. So you're decreasing nutritional and the life force to those tissues. That can't be healthy. And by the same token, you're decreasing lymphatic drainage. The same pressure mechanism decreases lymphatic drainage. So let me help you understand what lymph is, because most people don't understand. There is not a little artery going to every cell in the body. So we leak. So there's the arterial system, the venous system, and the lymphatic system. The arterial system, when you get to the end of that, it's very porous, actually. And so fluid leaks out of the blood system carrying oxygen amino acids, essential fatty acids, all these nutrients with it. And then it bathes the cells in this nutritional complex. So the cells, this is flowing by it, and the cells are going, oh, I need that fatty acid. I need this mineral. I need this essential fatty acid. And then it takes it inside, and it uses it. And then there's the waste that comes from any manufacturing process. Well, again, there's not a little vein coming from that cell, so the cell just throws the garbage right outside of the door, right outside of the cell wall. And so the garbage collection system of the body is the lymphatics. So it's actually open-ended out there in the tissues. And so this swamp of unused nutrients and waste product is lymph fluid, and then it gets slowly collected into the lymph vessels. And then when we move, it gets returned back into the vascular system. It has no muscles in the wall of lymph vessels, but it does have valves so that as you move, it kind of gets squeezed one way. So that's waste. Lymph is waste, among other things. And so if you've ever been in a city with a garbage strike, it only lasts about 3 days because it becomes intolerable. And so you're backing up waste into the local tissues, and that is not a healthy thing, to back up waste and toxins around any tissue. So those are some of the things that bras do that are unhealthy for the breast.